Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Mid Handicap Dave, who is here.
Good afternoon Chris, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, I'm very good, yourself?
I'm fine actually, yeah.
Perfect, it is morning because we do have a coffee and a funny divot that's pointing towards the trees. We don't know why that divot's there at this time in the morning, but
it's been a difficult time on the first tee.
Must have been an early bad start. So we're testing drivers this week guys, so we're going to be testing for the next 5 weeks. So Dave's going to finally have a test of all the different drivers, the ones on the market at the moment. We've got some new ones coming out, so this will be Dave's top 5. He's going to rank them out of how they sound, how they feel, and again how they perform, because all in all it comes down to how these drivers perform if Dave is going to change. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit 5 shots here. We're going to start with the one on the top. We're going to start with the Callaway Rogue. So we're going to get that now, Dave. So Dave's going to get that one. It's got a regular shaft in there and Dave's going to test this against his driver. So we're going to get some numbers. We've been into the studio and we have got some numbers up here at Waterfront Golf, Royal Waterfront as it is also known on this channel only. But we're going to get and compare it to Dave's current driver, the M1, still in the bag, been in there for a long time, a vintage driver, a little bit shorter shaft, but we're trying to rate now these drivers. So first of all, Dave, down at the ball, how does it look on the top? How would you rate this for look? So we're going to rate these out of 10. Again, how does it look to you?
The head looks big compared to the M1. I don't know if that's just...
Yeah, so this is obviously Callaway's most forgiving Rogue, so this has got the biggest head, so it is a 460 head. The look of it, it does look obviously
wide.
It looks very wide, very deep at the back. That's for more MOI on there. So again, off-centered hits, it's going to be a little bit more forgiving.
Well,
so
we need that.
We definitely, we've seen your driving, Dave, we definitely need that. So let's come in here now, let's hit 3 drives. Again, looks then, Dave, what would you say out of 10?
Out of 10? I think it's a strong 7.
A strong 7. So again, one of the big things, guys, is how does it look behind the ball? Will you have confidence with that? Do you feel like you could hit it? Dave said it is a little bit bigger, so that is going to give him a little bit more confidence of hitting the face.
One thing I would say is that it looks like it's towed in a little bit.
So it looks like it's a little bit towed in to Dave. Is that something you'd like to see or not?
No.
No, so that's not something Dave would like. So instantly there, guys, something Dave doesn't like. Is that going to give him confidence over the ball? We know Dave's miss sometimes is to the left. So if it's a little bit towed in already, is he going to try and manipulate this? So a couple of swings. We're going to hit 3 shots here. We're going to rate the sound next. So hopefully Dave finds the centre of the face. Oh, that's a good drive. A low one straight down the middle. So sound-wise, Dave?
Dull.
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 So
I just caught that a little bit bottomy, but...
Let's have a look. See on the face. Can we see? No, again, not much feedback from where we caught that. Can't see any kind of marks except for James Robinson's marks up here, although that could have been me for definite. So a dull sound, Dave, is that a sound you like from a driver?
No, not really. I like to get a bit of spring, a bit of... It's a lot duller than the M1.
Yeah, and you can't.
I've had the M1 a while. So.
And you can't potentially tell the sound if you've struck it well or not struck it well. Yeah, so interesting, guys. That's something you need to think about. If you get a club, you can't tell whether you've struck it out of the middle or not. It's very much like these more and more forgiving irons that we can get, that we can't tell where we've struck that ball. So second one, you'll see there, guys, what we have got to come is we've got the G425. We've got the best-selling club, or one that they didn't think would sell well, which is the mini driver. We've got the Cobra LTD, and we've got the PXG, the cheap PXG, which is $129.99. So a very cheap one, but is very forgiving and has worked very well for a lot of golfers and a reasonable price. So sold out, you can't get hold of them actually, which is a very valid point. So great value. Okay, a little bit left, so there's Dave's tendency sometimes to hit it left, but again, that's probably Dave. Is that you stood over there seeing that it's a little bit towed in?
Yeah, that one me, that's not the club.
That's not the club. So Dave there, honest review there, guys, that's just Dave, which often is the case, but most people will go and buy a new driver. A little bit towed in is, again, not something that Dave likes, so think about that when you look down there. Third and final one, and then we'll get in and get some numbers. We're going to compare it, like we say, to that M1. Start to see what we've got. So a little bit towy.
Even
Nice.
Considering that were towy, that's still straight down the middle.
So what was that, Dave?
Even though I hit that right off the toe, there, it still went straight down the middle. So forgiveness-wise, very good.
Yeah, forgiveness-wise, straight down the middle. Probably past the first one, which he did say he caught a little bit on the bottom. So even a miss hit has done well. So guys, let's get inside now. Let's have a look at some numbers. In regards to obviously looks, we've got 7 out of 10. Sound, what are you saying, Dave? For you personally?
5, because it just sounds really dull.
5 out of 10.
Maybe it's because the M1's a lot louder and I'm so used to that.
Yeah, and Dave can't really give himself the feedback other than the feel of obviously hitting the toe there. And then for performance-wise, Dave, what are we saying? Has it done its job forgiveness-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fairness, the two, I mean, the second one that I hit, that was my fault. No matter what sort of driver it is, it's not going to forgive that. But the first one and the last one weren't great strikes, but they've ended up straight down the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So it's done its job for forgiveness. So performance-wise, it is
an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
So we've got an 8 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, and a 5 out of 10. So sound, looks, and performance. But let's get in and see what the numbers say really for how far it's going to go. Okay, so we've just used Dave's driver there. We've got his averages, so I will put those on screen now, but we got 2 very bad strikes, 190 yards total, so we can see that not ideal, but that is what Dave gets on the golf course. A mid-handicap, that's what you expect. So 190. Best drive then was still a little bit of an off-centered hit. That was at 232 yards total. So you can see 40 yards difference there, which is what we saw on the course from a couple of the drivers in the coming weeks. But we're going to see what the Rogue does. Obviously, we saw with the Callaway Rogue, we saw that the furthest one was the miss hit.
Yeah.
So off the toe, ran out, and we now want to see obviously how far that's gone. So average for Dave is probably around about 210 yards if we average those out over that. So Dave wants to get a little bit more distance. It is a shorter shaft and his strikes were all towards the toe. So now we're going to compare that to the Rogue. Obviously we've rated it with the sound, we've rated it with obviously the performance, and we've rated it on its looks. We're looking at around about 6.5, wasn't we? So yep. 6.5 in total out of 10 from Dave, but let's see what really the performance says. Okay, so Callaway Rogue Max, obviously tried it out there. A couple of numbers that aren't on there on the screen, which will be on there now, but they did register. The final shot was around about 210 yards again, and the second shot went to about 190. So again, the best shots weren't going as far. So although this club is longer than Dave's, you know, we've got an extra 1.5 inches, I think, on the shaft. More towards the centre, but lower and higher on the face. So we didn't find the middle, so we didn't gain much distance. But out of the centre, all went down the middle, so there wasn't any wayward ones to the right or to the left.
Which is a bonus.
Which is a bonus. Again, the worst shots were going further, but that's because we've got a little bit more speed in the club head. But overall, that's not better than his current M2. So on the golf course, did good. I wouldn't say it's outperformed his M1 even. Not M2, I think I said. M1 hasn't outperformed that. But overall for Dave, Dave's giving this a 6.5 out of 10. So basing it on the looks, because you have to have something that you like the look of. The sound is a big thing. And then obviously performance in general on the golf course didn't do too bad. It was probably what you'd expect. It was forgiving. It did go further. But in here, honest numbers with the TrackMan hasn't gone as far as the M1. So there'd be no reason to change that. And for Dave, he's tested that. He didn't like the sound. It's not something he's as comfortable with. So we're now going to move on to the PXG. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully it's helped you, giving you an understanding of Dave's driver. We're going to wait till the end of the 5 weeks to do a review, see which one came where. Obviously in the pecking order. There is some new ones to come out. The new Ping, new TaylorMade, new Callaway. So comment below which drivers you want to see the most when they come out, because we'll try and get hold of them all and show you what Dave can do. But we found the centre of the face a little bit more. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again later in the week.
See you soon.